Welcome once again to 4 Points Court Session. Today I'm going to tackle a couple of the questions that I've received on Instagram and Twitter. You guys have asked, so I'll try and answer a few of them today. So our first question is, how do you make your shot softer? So great question. One of the easy ways to do it is to have more of a tactile feel. So get your hand on the ball. I like to say spread your fingers so that you have a better tactile feel. So the more skin to ball contact. That way when the ball's going up, I find that I have a little more control over the ball, and if it starts to go one way or the other, because I have more surface contact, I can adjust it as I'm going through the shooting motion. Question 2. Shooting bricks. Shots a little bit too hard. Well, an easy way to correct this is to shoot the ball higher. So the higher the angle, it tends to be a softer shot when it hits the rim. You have a higher percentage of it rolling around. It's not a Scud missile going directly at the basket, it's going on the top, so it can bounce a little bit and roll around. It tends to make the shot softer. One thing too is by spreading your fingers you'll have a better feel for it. A lot of shooters tend to shoot very hard bricks when they have a slingshot motion. And by that I mean they're not lifting up, so their elbow's not pushing up. What ends up happening is they tend to bring the ball backwards and then shoot forward. When you do that, you tend to have a much more of a slingshot, hard, straight line shot towards the basket, which tends to be a much harder backward shattering type of shot. So if you want to lift your elbow straight up and then go out, follow through, tends to be a much softer shot. Question 3, stance, wide or slim? I'm gathering here you're asking about whether or not you want to have a cadence or walking stance versus shoulder width apart. I'm a big proponent in having your legs be directly underneath your hips. If you can walk, you're balanced. In basketball, it's about being fast and getting your shot off before the defender has a chance to come and defend you. The rule of thumb for the most part is 0.5 better than your defender. So if you're 0.5 seconds faster than your defender, you're able to get your shot off. Now the great thing about a 2-foot stance that's closer is you tend to get off the ground faster and you tend to be vertical. So you want to get up and stay within the foam booth, as I like to call it, and stay tight with your shot. Easy way is to flex your core, tends to drop your shoulders a little bit and relax your shot. And by keeping your feet closer, I find that you vertically move quicker and you already are balanced. A lot of people want to say that having the shoulder width apart allows for more stability, but if you're already walking, I don't really need more stability, I need to create speed. We're not trying to weight lift, we're trying to sprint, essentially. Be faster than the player, more effective, get more shots off. And then if we get hit, it's a foul. That's why they have fouls. Wonderful. So what's a good way to get open coming off screens? That's a great question, but there's many ways. There's the outside foot, depending on if the player's going under or over. There's the traditional inside foot to outside foot or 2-foot plant. It really depends on the situation, and it's good to practice every kind of stance, whether it's 2-foot or 1-foot outside or in, so that you're an effective shooter. There's no one perfect way to shoot the basketball. There's more effective ways to shoot the basketball, faster ways, and more repeatable ways. So no matter what technique you have, there's ways that you can improve what you are currently doing to be a more efficient shooter. I do believe that there's a more efficient in terms of a 2-foot plant with my elbow in slightly over to the shooting shoulder. That tends to work better. But you know, in the Midwest, Chicago style, they're on the shoulder. Then, you know, over here, Kobe Bryant shoots with a triangular motion over his head. There's lots of ways of being effective as a shooter, so there's no one proper way, but we do teach a repeatable way at 4-point basketball, which our core is form, accuracy, range, and speed. So we try and stay with that, and the technique that we choose in terms of the feet close together helps to create a more stable and repeatable shot with those 4 points in consideration. So thanks for the questions. Keep them coming on in. Instagram, 4-point b-ball. That's number 4-point b-ball. Same with Twitter. You can hit us up on Facebook, Facebook.com/4-point basketball, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for watching, and keep the questions coming.